Hello there, I'm here in the studio with Jonathan and Mary from Kinetic Education. Now, Kinetic Education, they are a family business specializing in developing educational programs for children. Now, Mary, thanks a lot for taking the time to talk to us. Now, you're one of the founders of Kinetic Education, so maybe we can start at the start, tell us how it all kicked off for you guys.
Well, one of the things was that my son here, Jonathan, he had a lot of problems with his early learning, and this was a bit before the time when everybody had a computer in the home, but my husband was in IT, so we did, and he had a lot of hearing problems. He couldn't hear, and he was sort of actually considered deaf and dumb by the health authorities. So he wrote him a hangman program, which is a game where you have to really think out how the word's going to be. You don't just memorize it, you have to memorize it and then recognize it and all that kind of thing. But the point was that the result was astonishing. He not only got 20 out of 20, which set back on the charity sponsorship bit, but he clicked from then on. So the stimulation and actually understanding just from that experience, that made my husband convinced that it was a good way to get children going. And and when later on we had a computer business developing management programs and that kind of thing, and then things were coming the way that kids could go to, it was coming in the home. And then we got together and pooled our ideas, and we also found a lot of other people who had good ideas, and that's how it got started.
Well, tell me a bit about Kinetic Education. I understand you've now got like a team of teachers and even psychologists to make sure that your programs are properly tailored towards the kids. And can you tell me a bit about Kinetic?
Well, we actually are based in Melbourne, Australia, and we have programmers and graphics artists as well, and tutors, and I'm very keen on people involved having experience in having tutored people personally, because it's a little bit different from class teaching. Got to learn how to explain something carefully to a child. So if you're going to write a tutorial program, you have to absolutely anticipate when the kid won't understand you.
Thanks to the stars, a new online venture, with Guru and Brain Bites, Malaysian kids are now going to enjoy the benefits of your programs, right? And how excited about this prospect of bringing your programs to Malaysia?
Yeah, we're very excited actually. It's great to work with a great company like Star and Brain Bites. We feel that they'll be able to get our programs out to as many families as possible, and so as many students as possible can benefit from using our programs. We've seen so many children already just benefit from programs. I know firsthand what kind of benefits a child can get from using a computer, and so yeah, we're really excited to give the opportunity to as many young Malaysians as possible.
And I understand they're going to be tailoring the program to suit the Malaysian educational climate.
We've already done that.
Which is brilliant. Is this something you do in all different parts of the world? I mean, for all your different
absolutely.
students?
We look very closely at the curriculum, because the point is that we are trying to help children to succeed in a curriculum which is already set. However, our interpretation is different because we're working in multimedia. So our approach to teaching is different, but the end result has got to be the same. The end result has got to be that they'll do well in their examinations.
Yeah, so it's important to remember this is to support children in school. So we're not trying to say you've got to homeschool your children, even though Mary, mum was.
And I got a scholarship.
And she got a scholarship, but I'm a firm believer that children should still go to school if they go. And this is to support them at school. So.
Well, along with the maths, I understand you've got a really cool English program as well. Maybe you can tell me a bit about that.
Well, this is English for people of all ages and maturity. I mean, it could be fun for adults as well, And the earlier part of it is very good for children to just start reading and writing as well, because everything is read out. In fact, we read out everything. We have actors and voiceovers and people reading out all the way through. We're covering the skills you need in school, from grammar to vocabulary, you know, to creative writing and text response, and but above all, of course, comprehension, because it's fun. When we designed the English, my idea was that it's got to be fun. You know, grammar books are boring.
Yeah.
So, and the artist who's working with me, and some writers who write for children's books, and so we've made it very light-hearted, but it's still serious in the sense that it covers the things that you need to know.
Well, just to reiterate, I mean, both your programs are suitable for children of all levels, all ages. Am I correct?
That's right, and all levels of ability, you know. It's not... with tutoring, one tends to, you know, if you work as an agency tutor or something, you tend to be facing people who are struggling to pass, and people who are struggling to be the top, you know, to get into something. And the people in the middle get forgotten. He's all right. He doesn't need anything. Perhaps not so much in Malaysia, but in Australia, the people in the middle are definitely forgotten. Yeah, he'll do. But of course, they're the people who have the most potential to get to the top if they're given that extra help.
And that's one of the things we've paid particular attention to, is to make sure it's a teaching, testing and revision program. So what I mean by that is children are able to learn from the programs, because most other programs out there are just testing and revision. So they assume that you already know the content, but with our program we've put particular attention to make sure it's a teaching program, and that's why a lot of our teaching pedagogy is designed about how can a child learn from the programs. So they don't need to know the knowledge already to pick up and go, so that makes it suitable for every child.
Okay.